Hi guys, and welcome to Let's Talk Automotive, and this is Brian Chain joining me again to do a little bit of a review on the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro.
That's correct.
Alright, Brian, you were privileged enough to be on the launch of this bike. It's not a new bike, it's been on the market for just like over a year already.
It's just over a year that this bike has been launched. So.
This replaced the Triumph Tiger 800.
It did, the Triumph Tiger 800, and like on the launch they had the 800 there as well, and that just proved to me that the 800 as a bike was already a very good bike, and with this they just took it to the next level.
I think so, especially if you're looking at the electronics, and we'll get there just now. Brian, looking at this bike as a standard bike, you know, there's a lot of very good standard execution on this bike. So let's start right here at the front wheel and let's go to the back. All right, how's about that?
So 21-inch front.
Yeah.
It's a spoked wheel, and it's got a nice right angle valve. That's a very nice touch right there at the bottom.
Small attention to detail. That's something that I like. Okay, and this is also tubeless tires.
It's tubeless tires, yes.
Okay, brake system on this, Brembo.
Shower shocks, fully adjustable.
So I mean, this is really up there.
It's just the best components.
Okay, LED headlights.
Yeah, and this is also for this particular model. It's a bit smaller.
Yeah.
The previous model had a much larger headlight. It's now smaller, and it's got daytime running lights in it.
This screen, you said that this is a little bit smaller than the previous model?
Yes, it is smaller, but it is more effective, believe it or not. And on the launch, we rode the two bikes back to back.
Okay.
800 and this one.
And this is also adjustable by moving it up and down. You can move this up and down.
You push it forward.
That's it.
Push it, and there we go.
All right. Okay.
It's a manual adjustment.
If we talk about this top crash bar is not standard on this bike.
Standard on the Rally.
But this bottom crash bar, that comes out standard. So this is probably the only extra that you need to make sure that you don't damage the bike, because unfortunately when we do adventure riding, the chances of you falling over is quite large.
That would keep the expensive bits off the floor.
That's it. And then while we're there, this is the only other extra. This Arrow exhaust that's on here is also a optional extra, but everything else that you see here, standard.
It's got heated grips, it's got cruise control, it's got heated seats for both rider and pillion, and under the seat there's a little compartment where you can put your phone in for charging it. It's got a USB port in there, and it's waterproof, and
amazing.
That just keeps things out of the way and keeps them out of your pocket where they can get wet and damaged.
Center stand also.
Center stand, quite important on most adventure bikes don't come out, and it's an optional, whereas on this it's standard.
Okay, I want to walk around. Come with me quickly. I just want to show you this. This made me very lazy very quickly. This is also standard, a quick shifter. Brian, how did you find the quick shifter on this bike?
The quick shifter worked well, especially on downshift.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not.
Well, let me tell you something. I had the privilege of riding this bike for a week now, and when I got onto my bike this morning, I completely forgot how to ride my bike. So it just shows you how quickly we get spoiled. A 7-inch color display. I mean, and it's pretty impressive, to be quite honest, and very customizable, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, so that you can set up the stuff that is important to you.
That's
you
it.
You can have that close at hand.
So there's a little toggle switch here at the bottom. And while we're talking, I'm going to just go through. So if my phone's connected via Bluetooth, SMS review, call history, GPS, I can obviously get my navigation to go onto the display here. I can connect even a GoPro.
Yeah, the GoPro connection is just to show you that it's recording.
Recording, okay.
So you don't have, just takes the guesswork out.
Yeah, there's your music volume, there's your RPMs. And here, what I just want to show you quickly is going through the different styles. I can change this. I'm going to go to style 1 because this is like all the information that you would like right there at your fingertips. If I go to style 2, it obviously brought it down a little bit, and then you can choose what you want to have in that little display there. Style 3, even smaller with a little bigger, and then where we were. And you enjoy this one quite.
I enjoy that one because if you do have turn-by-turn navigation, this whole section there will show you what you.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk about the rider modes quickly. So if I understand correctly, these preset rider modes that we can get into, we've got rain, and we've got road, and we've got sport, which obviously is the fun button. You also enjoy the sport mode. Okay, so very simple to get there. Mode, and there I have, and then the rider. I forgot about the rider. So this one you can obviously adjust and customize yourself.
Look, right, all these modes do is they just vary the levels of traction control and ABS. And there you can set it up whether if you want the ABS on and the traction control off.
Yeah.
And that's what you can have.
Awesome. Okay, one thing that I want to mention here quickly is while you're on the go, you can go and select between road and sport and rain modes. But to get into off-road or off-road pro, obviously the bike has to be stationary, and that will obviously allow you to switch off ABS and traction control or levels thereof.
Yes, and prepare you mentally for what's going to happen next, because in off-road pro, everything is off.
Yes.
ABS is off, traction control is off, and then the bike's very loose.
Sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun. But the best part about it is that when you switch everything off, then you realize how much the electronics actually kick in. But on this bike, the electronics is different. It's not intrusive. It's not sort of a sudden cut or a sudden. It's so intrusive, non-intrusive that it is actually amazing. But when you switch it to off-road pro, everything is off, and that bike just trusts that you know what you're doing.
So have we gone through everything that we needed to before? Because I want to actually just go and have some fun now. Okay, so Brian, we had lots of fun. Dirt roads, we had tar roads this morning. I think we put the bike through its paces, and I must confess, I took this bike out yesterday and I went off-road, and I had every kind of terrain that I could possibly want. There was rocks, there was sand, there was normal dirt roads and corrugated roads. So I really put the bike through its paces off-road yesterday. So I think we can comfortably say this is a pretty good adventure bike.
Absolutely. I mean, there's literally nothing this bike can't do. I mean, whether you want to go for long distance touring, it comes with panniers and everything. You can do long distance. You can put a pillion on here. You can go technical. I'll go up Sunny Pass with this thing in a heartbeat. Yeah. Really, I will.
Yeah.
If you are not that hardcore off-road type person, but you also want the adventure styling, Triumph have got you covered there as well. They've got a version that's called the GT. It's a bit lower than this one. It's got alloy wheels, and it's more a road biased version of the Tiger 900.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about competitors in this mid-range adventure segment. What does this compete with?
Well, for starters, BMW's 850 Adventure, or their GS Adventure section. Then there's the Africa Twin. Yeah. And I would put the KTM 890 in here as well.
Okay. So I had a question from a viewer that saw that we're doing a review here. Is this the best mid-size adventure motorcycle on the market at the moment? So my answer was simply that unfortunately I can't answer because I haven't ridden all of them. Okay, but this is definitely one of the most all-rounded mid-size adventure bikes that I've been on. This is a very good all-round performer.
I think, Fanie, in this segment, there's really not bad bikes out there. There's honestly not a bad bike, and I think it'll come down to your personal preference, whether you want this particular style of bike, or whether you are a Honda fan, or whether you're a Triumph fan. I mean, you can't really go wrong. But in terms of value for money, I mean, with the standard features on this one, at 229,000 rand, it's a hell of a lot of bike for that money.
Okay, so in summary, let's answer these questions quickly. Can we do technical off-road riding? Yes, we can. Okay. Can we do sand riding? Yes, we can.
You can, I can't.
The bike makes it very easy. Okay, so we need to work on the confidence. Then we can definitely go touring with this bike, and we can definitely have a pillion on here, comfortably. I had my wife on this week as well. So, you know, there's really no negatives about the bike. Is there?
No, not that I can think of. The thing is with this is that you get to that point in your life where you go, do I really need anything more than this?
Sure.
Do you really need more than this?
The answer, unfortunately, is probably still yes, because like most bikers, and like normal bikers, we like to add to a collection. So we will never find the one bike that will satisfy all the needs. We will, but this will definitely be on my list. So there's always two questions that we have to answer at the end of one of our reviews. We need to rate it. We need to give it a rating 1 out of 10, 10 being the best. And then we have to answer the question, would we buy one of these bikes? So I'll go first. I'll give it a very, very strong 9 out of 10. And I would definitely have one of these in my collection.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you there, both on the rating and on the yes, I would have one of these any day of the week.
Okay, Brian, so let's answer one more question. Why do people not rate Triumph, and why don't they give it a chance?
I honestly don't know. I really don't know, because I think there's a perception that you've read things
and heard things,
and I challenge anybody that before you say anything about this bike, before you are negative, go and take it for a test ride first.
Yes.
But make sure you got money in the bank, because I'm sure you're going to have to want to buy one when you're done there as well.
I like that. Let's leave it there. So guys, thank you very much for joining us. Brian, thank you very much for your time. I think let's leave it with this. There's a new dealership that's just opened up in Pretoria in Hatfield. So guys, if you're in the Gauteng area or Pretoria area, please go visit the guys. Get onto one of these bikes and give it a fair chance. That's all I'm asking. Give it a fair opportunity. I almost want to say, if I hear somebody, because after experiencing this bike for a week, if I hear somebody talk badly about the brand and the bike, I'm going to be a little bit upset. But on that bombshell, see you guys again next week.